Good morning, dear students. So, today through this video, we are going to see the subject visual programming using C Sharp. Okay, and you could have seen the syllabus already. In that, the first module is having some of the topics. In that, before discussing about C Sharp, the module is having some of the programming languages such as C, C++, Java, Objective C, likewise. Okay, so in that first we will see the language C. Okay, you have studied already in your first year about this language, so you may know very well about this language. Here we will discuss some of the important points about the C language. In this first point, the language C was developed by the person Dennis Ritchie in the year 1972. It was mainly developed to create an operating system, and later it was included in some other purposes. The language is called procedural programming language, and also it can be called as general purpose programming language. Why it is called general purpose programming language? It is popular in many places. Okay, and the language is called simple and flexible. Simple in the sense the language source code is easily understandable by the user, and the users can easily develop their own programs, so that's why it is called simple. And it is flexible. Whenever the program needs the updation, it can be done. That's why the language is also having the feature called flexible. And this language is machine independent. Machine independent in the sense application developed in one kind of machine cannot be supported by another kind of machine, so that's why it is called machine independent. And also it is structured programming language, and it is used nowadays in various applications. Actually, the C language was developed from its formal languages called BCPL, ALGOL. These are also called programming languages, that is formal languages for the language C. Okay, the C programming language contains many kind of features of the previous formal languages from the language BCPL, ALGOL. So from all those languages, the language C inherits many kind of features, and also it contains its own features, its own additional concepts and features. Next one, the main feature of C language is low level access to memory. So it has many features. In that, the main feature is known as low level access to memory, and also it has simple set of keywords. Keywords in the sense we have some reserved words. All those are called keywords, like int, data types, all the kind of data types, and different void, main, all those words are called keywords. Here the C language is having some set of keywords. All those keywords are called simple keywords, and also it has clean style. In the sense the structure is very simple, that is given here as clean style. And all these features make this language as suitable for the system programming. Okay, mainly the language is used in operating system development and compiler development. And next we will see the structure of C program. How will be the structure of C program? You know the structure already. Anyway, again I am explaining here. Okay, the C program should have first the header file statement. That is, the statement is called #include stdio.h. The statement is called header file statement. All the C program should have first line as header file. And next line is int main. Int main is called main statement. This is main declaration. And immediately after the main declaration, it should have open and close curly brace. Within that, we are going to include some of the statements, that is called body of the block. So after the open curly brace, there is a statement called variable declaration, and next one printf statement and return statement. Then there is a close curly brace. Now all these three statements are called body of the main. Okay, so now we will explain one by one. All these things are called components of C program. So here we will explain one by one. The first component is header files inclusion. So the header file should be included first for the C program, and it should have the extension called .h. All the header files should have the extension called .h. Here in our example, the header file is stdio.h. You know very well, IO is used for input output statements. So standard, std is for standard, IO is for input output. So to use the input output statements for our program, we need this header file, and all the header files should have the extension .h. Okay, and next they have given some of the header files, that is stdio.h, string.h, math.h. stdio for the input output functions. String is used to have some string functions like concatenation, length of the string. So likewise we have many string functions. So to use those string functions, we need the header file called string.h. And next header file is math.h. If you are going to use any mathematical functions in our source code, like finding cos value, sine value, all those functions are called mathematical functions. If you want to use those functions, the program should have the header file, that is math.h. Next, it's a syntax, that is hash include is a keyword which is going to include the header file to our source code. So all these things are called first component, that is header files, header file inclusion. And next component is main method declaration. After the header file there will be main. Why we need main in our program? So we know that whenever we execute our program, the execution is going to be started from the main statement. So main is very very important to execute our program. Okay, so how to declare this main? That should be the return type first, and then the keyword main followed with open close braces, and this main statement should have the block with the open close curly brace. Okay, so this is what the way to declare the main function. And the next component is variable declaration. After the open curly brace there will be variable declaration, and the variable can be declared with any type, any kind of data type. So we have some set of data types. Using that data type we can declare the variable. Without declaring any variable, we cannot use it in our program. If we want to use any variable in our source code, it should be declared first. Okay, and the variables are going to store some value within it. For example, int a, here a is variable, is declared as the data type integer. Okay, so the data type is going to decide how much space should be allocated in the memory for the variable a. And so next component is body. Okay, body of the function. So which is actually going to perform the function. Whatever the function we decided to perform should be given within this body. Okay, and next there is an example for this. Int main open curly brace, int a, printf, return. So likewise all the statements are called here as body of the function. And next component is return statement. So return statement is going to be given while we use while the main function is having any data type as a return type. In case if the main is declared as void, then it does not need the return type. Okay, so based on the main function we are going to give the return type. You know that if the function is declared as void, it will not return any value. So that's why in case if the main is declared as void, then the program does not need the statement called return. Otherwise, other than void, whatever is given like int, float, char, likewise it will be compulsory a return statement. Okay, that is what given here as return statement. There is an example for this, that is the main function is declared here as integer data type. That's why the return statement is return 0. Okay, so these are the components of the programming structure of C language. Next we are going to see some of the features. The features are derived from the concepts whatever we discussed so far. So it has some of the features. So first one, the language is robust. Robust in the sense it is rich in its features, its capabilities. That's why it is called robust. It is strong. How it is strong? It has many features within it. So here they have given some of the things, that is built-in functions. It has built-in functions, and also it has different kind of operators. Because of all these features, the language is called robust. Using these things, we can write any complex programs. And next feature is, it combines assembly language feature and high level language. And next one, the program which is written in the C language is efficient and it can be executed as fast, due to how it is possible, because of its variety of data type and variety of operators. And next feature is, it is many times faster than basic. Basic is the formal language of the language C. While we compare this language C with the language basic, C is faster than basic. Okay. And next feature is, it is highly portable. Portable in the sense, if we return a program once, it can be executed in another machine. So that is what we said already, machine independent, in the sense, if we develop a program in one machine, can be executed in another machine. So that is called machine independent, that is given here. So for that, it may need some of the little bit of modification, but anyway we can transfer from one machine to another machine. And next feature is, it has the ability to extend itself, in the sense, in case the program needs any modifications, it can be done. That is called extend itself. Okay. Next feature, it has some collection of functions, that is called C library. That is, built-in functions are called a library. So the C program is also having some of the built-in functions, and also user can create their own functions. Okay. Next one, this language is most widely used language, where, in the sense, for creating the operating system and to develop the embedded system. So for this purpose, the language is mainly used nowadays. So these are called the features of C language. The next programming language we are going to discuss, that is C++. C++ is also same as to the language C. First we will see the introduction about it. The language is called general purpose programming language. General purpose programming language, in the sense, it can be used in different kind of places, and the language was developed from the language C. So C is a formal language of C++, and it includes object oriented paradigm. We know that C++ language is object oriented programming language, so it has some object oriented paradigm. It is also called a compiled language, because once we compile the source code, then only we can execute it. That's why the language is called compiled language. This language was developed in the year 1980 by the person Bijan Stroustrup. He was working at Bell Laboratories of AT&T, which was located in USA. Okay, next one, the person Bijan Stroustrup is also known as founder of the language, that is C++. Next we will see this language C++ is also called as intermediate level language. Why it is called intermediate level language? It is going to work between high level language and low level language. We know that different kind of low level, high level, machine level languages are there. Now the C++ is going to work as an intermediator between the high level language and then low level language. It is called as middle level language, so that's why it rendering the benefits for both the low level and high level. Low level for the low level programming, we can say some examples, that is drivers, kernels, all those things. And for high level applications, we can say the example as games and all the applications, apps. So different kind of apps development and games development are called high level applications, and driver development, kernel development, operating system development, all those things are called low level programming. So for these two purposes, we can use a single language called C++. And this C++ syntax and structure of the source code is same as to the C language. And now we will discuss some features of C++ language. In that first one, the language is very simple. How it is called simple? Because it has built-in functions, so we can use it directly without writing the source code. We can use the built-in function, and it has different data types, and the language can be divided into smaller parts called function. So these things are making this language as simple. That is first feature. Next one, machine independent or portable. As we said already, machine independent in the sense a program which is developed in one machine can be transferred to another machine. That is called machine independent or portable. But it is not platform independent. Platform independent in the sense a program which is developed in one kind of operating system cannot be used in another kind of operating system. Here we mean this platform is operating system. So a program which is developed in one operating system can be used in another kind of operating system. Next feature is mid-level programming language. Why it is called mid-level programming language? As we said already, it is going to be used as an intermediator between high-level programming and low-level programming. That's why the language is called mid-level programming language. It is also known as one of the feature. And next one, structured programming language. The language is having some structure in the sense functions, function 1, function 2, function 3, user defined function and main function. So likewise the program is having a neat structure. So that's why the language is called structured programming language. It is also called as feature, one of the feature. Next feature is rich library. Library in the sense built-in functions are called library. Here the language C++ has rich library functions. Next feature is memory management. Memory management in the sense the language is supporting dynamic memory allocation. In case during the execution the program needs to remove any memory allocation, it can remove using the function free, and it needs any new allocation, it can make it. That is called dynamic memory allocation. Here the program has the memory management. Next feature is speed. The compilation and execution of the C++ language can be done in short time. And next feature is pointer. The language is having the concept called pointer. Using this pointer we can reach the memory directly, and also it has structures, functions. So for all these things we can use pointer. Next feature is recursion. We know that recursion in the sense if a function calling another function or calls itself is called recursion. If a function calls itself, then it is called recursion. So you might have seen this concept in the program factorial. So factorial is actually having the concept called recursion. If a function calls itself, then the concept is called recursion. It can achieve the code reusability. We no need to write a big source code. A written source code can be used again and again by the same source code. That is the next feature. And next one, extensible. In case a program needs any extension or modification, it can be done. That's why the next feature is called extensible. And next feature, object oriented. As we know, the language is object oriented programming language. So that's why this language is having many object oriented concepts. Using this we can achieve many different kind of complicated things. And next feature is compiler based. Why it is called compiler based? Once we compiled the C++ source code, then only it can be executed. So the compiled version only can be executed. That's why the language having the feature called compiler based. So all these things are called features of C++ language. C++ language is a big is having many things, but we have discussed here some of the important points. here. So they have given 4 languages, I think: C, C++, Java, Objective-C, and then they have started with C#. So here we have discussed only C and C++. So we will see the remaining languages in next video. I hope you can get clear on this concept. So try to understand, and I will attach the notes also along this video. So listen the video carefully and then copy the notes in your respective subject note, and then we will I'll meet you in next video. Okay, thank you, ma.